Yes, the Cavs slide and them being shockingly bad to most has led people to forget about how poorly Golden State have been playing in the last 13 games, basically. They've had some flashes of themselves, but they're not what they call locked in. So when you see the team not locked in, you see a situation in which, hold on, let me turn my television down because they got a commercial going on. Oh, see, now, anyway, you see the Golden State Warriors, and you say to yourself, "Wow, Golden State is in." Golden State is like not locked in. They're not in sync. They're not playing up to their capabilities of the Golden State Warriors. And the truth of the matter is, guys now are burnt out. Golden State is trying to head back to the NBA Finals for the fourth straight time. Just like Cleveland. They're trying to head to the NBA Finals for the fourth straight time. Where Golden State, their formula hints at the fact that what they do and the way they play, when they play, it works. Every other team in the NBA is mimicking their formula. But if you look at them play recently in the last 13 games or 14 games, or whatever you want to do, it comes down to one to two things with them. Rest. They look tired. The energy level isn't there. And it's not resonating over like it should with all the rest of the players. And you see it. You see the wear and tear on the Golden State Warriors more than you see on any other team. Like, I mean, really, for a team of contention, rather. Other teams, they're used to losing every other game, or they know they're not, in their mind, players know. They like, if you're on Sacramento, you know you're not going to the playoffs. Some young players, they still going to play through it, but every night, some people just like, hey, we win, we lose. All right, what's the difference? So, in their mind state, they've already accustomed themselves to losing. Golden State has a certain standard about themselves. And the reason why most people are not talking about it, because they're normally not concerned. Now they're in second place in the West, and they're tied for first, record-wise. So they still tied for the best record in the NBA, and they're on a slide. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why you really haven't heard too much about it. But the Cleveland Cavaliers, who stay in the news 24/7 because of the drama queen that they got, and Labyrinth, he does stupid stuff all the time just to try to get media attention. Oh, he needs help and this and that. And people never thought the team would be this bad under his leadership. I know a secret. Won't be divulging that. But when it lands, everybody will know something. And they'll act like it's their news. But I don't want to put it out there and everybody start running with it. But we'll wait and see what happens after Thursday. Then we'll release it. So, anyway, in that conclusion, how the Golden State Warriors have been getting outbeat. The defense on transition, too many transition breaks, too many mental breakdowns. Now, this is where Steve Kerr can prove that he's a real coach. You got to lock down and get control of the team instead of being a babysitter. You've seen too many non calls with Draymond Green. You're seeing too many technical fouls or losing it emotionally on the team. And the whole team is shutting down and becoming the bad boy Pistons, really. Except for they lose mental focus. And when they lose mental focus, it's hard for them to get it back. When Golden State mentally shuts down, the game's over. And now it seems like teams are easier to lure them into that. And they're not afraid of Golden State like before. Other teams would just fold. These Everybody's challenging them. And they're feeling like we can beat Golden State. And one of the main problems they're having is their very young core that they have in the front court and back court. Golden State takes the risk of playing these younger guys to try to get them experience, like McCrary and the rookie that they got. You know, these guys come in and they play, but there's certain things in the NBA they haven't learned yet that the other players are taking advantage of them. But Golden State know they need to rest their players. So they're gonna have to play their 8 minutes, their 9 minutes, their 10 minutes in. You know, they need those minutes. Where in Cleveland, you know, there isn't a rookie on the team. Nobody's young playing because LeBron don't trust any of that because he's thinking NBA Finals. I got to get there. I need to get any player I can on my team to get me there. And they're not trusting a system of development in the NBA, and that's a problem. This is how an organization fall apart. And if Golden State falls into this narrative of let's just keep going out and grabbing like superstar players to be on the team, when that whole thing shuts down and crashes and burns, you're gonna have nothing. Steph Curry's not gonna play forever. Kevin Durant's not gonna play forever. Draymond Green ain't gonna play forever. Klay Thompson gonna be gone in 2 years. So this is your window. You got to start rebuilding for the future. But the way they play in unison and the way everyone knows their assignments and people are basically handling their responsibilities, that's the key core to the success of the Golden State Warriors. And if that's compromised, as you've been seeing on the court, teams are taking advantage of them on the inside, which never happens. Their backcourt is getting beat very easily, which normally never happens like that. And there's no help out and close out on the situation. And definitely, Westbrook shouldn't have had such an easy time last night with Golden State. Golden State was dead tired last night. They were flat. And when they flat, they turned mentally shut down. And the only people that was going to step up for the game was Kevin Durant before he checked out and didn't care what happened with the game. So it's one of those situations where the NBA is going to build this up as a rivalry for the playoffs, but don't nobody really care about OKC and Golden State playing each other right now. If it happens in the playoffs, that'll be great. But if then, not until then you know what you really have. So I'm not really too much concerned about Golden State, except because we know their core problem is rest and finding a time and a place for them to rest. Normally they're up 3-4 games in the West while this is going on, but you know, it is what it is. I don't think they can win on the road or at home. Houston doesn't really pose a real problem for them. Teams that go and attack them in the interior more than just shooting a bunch of threes, that's not their concern. They invented that game. I'm out.